Ah, okay.
Right there? Oh, lens. Got it.
A moment in higher education that changed my life.
Well, once upon a time.
Okay. I think it started in my own post-secondary journey.
I went to a small liberal arts school and worked in the admissions office there.
I was a sophomore in college and I was obsessed with orientation.
I was an orientation leader, doing anything that I could. Oh, I touched the microphone, so let me start over.
Can we scratch that? Get rid of that. Cut.
So interesting. My mom's actually a teacher. So for a long time, I said I would never go into education.
I knew I didn't want to work with younger kids, but I knew I wanted to work in the education field.
I think the first time I realized I wanted to be an educator was actually in college.
I just realized that there's like a whole field of people who help students.
It's a bit embarrassing, but it was my first professor. I was like in a remedial English course, and I was sleeping every day in the course. And instead of judging, she simply asked questions and realized that I wasn't being challenged in the course. She asked me to actually tutor in our tutoring center, and that's how I started in education.
As I was in college, I really enjoyed my college experience and started working in university, and I loved it ever since.
I realized, that this is when I'm my happiest, so why not do that for a career?
I had a really amazing mentor that helped me really navigate higher education.
There's been so many people who've been influential.
The folks that I was involved with in regards to orientation were very invested in my own development.
The women in higher education, specifically a lot of women in color in education, who have pushed me, who taught me what grad school is, who taught me how to apply to grad school.
First black male supervisor that I ever had. One day he was just like, have you ever thought about doing this as a career?
Helped me blossom into my black womanhood and helped me figure out what that meant to me.
Fast forward to my senior year, and I was like, hey, I think I'm applying to grad school for higher ed programs. And he's like, no way. And I was like, yes way.
Being an American Indian, indigenous person in a very large institution, I never saw anyone that looked like me.
And I knew then it was like that moment for me of wanting to be the representation of people that looked like me.
I kind of did programming in higher ed, and it was during 2020, so there was like a lot of loss and hardship happening. I had a very personal loss to myself.
In high school, I lost my best friend very unexpectedly.
And I kind of felt that I had my escape through the programming that I was doing. We were bringing these fun events to campus.
Both of us were first generation and always talked about going to college.
So then when I graduated from my grad program in social work, I was like, I'm saying goodbye to social work and I'm coming back to higher ed, and I joined the orientation team.
I wanted to instill that same sense of love and friendship and compassion and motivation, and that's why I'm here today.
I was, away from home for the first time, kind of going through the things that 18-year-olds go through when they are going through their first year of college.
I had no idea how to do college, and so
I had the worst orientation day ever.
When I was in college, there was a time in my life where I was not at a great place, and I specifically remember breaking down crying in an elevator. And I didn't know who else to talk to about what was happening in my life or with my family. And I reached out to the only professional I knew, which was the director of orientation at the time. She canceled all her meetings to talk to me and just for me to talk about what's happening in my life.
And I said, that hit my heart. I want to do that.
I really struggled in finding a place that I called home at my institution.
Being both a human and a student and trying to figure out what that looked like together.
Once I found a way to get involved and get connected, I felt like I could help others find their home too.
Providing students an unrivaled experience where they can be connected.
I realized that some of the change I wanted to see in the world, I could make on a more local level, a micro level, by impacting the lives of my peers at the time and now students that I get the opportunity and privilege to work with.
I think I was meant to be here. My life guided me to be in this lane, and I think I'm serving my purpose here.
Something that's on the horizon is
A new type of student, a new generation of students.
The higher education landscape has shifted quite a bit in the last 2 years with the pandemic.
The inclusion of more diverse voices and stories and the uniqueness of our student populations.
This is a challenging time for a lot of our students.
Asking some of the hard questions about how do we make it truly inclusive? How do we really meet all students as they enter the university and help them thrive?
meeting students where they are right now.
Prioritizing each individual student's needs and experiences and knowing that not all students are experiencing higher education in the same way.
We've been able to bring a lot of cool programs to our campus.
Part of that is the beauty of NODA and NODAC, the conference that I'm at right now, is learning kind of what's on the horizon around the country and
revamping what the college student leader experience is.
Creating a sense of belonging for every student.
I'm excited to have folks back here in Baltimore for our in-person annual conference as we work together towards new horizons.
I represent Ithaca College,
UC Berkeley,
Georgian College,
University of Georgia.